Back Row Ministry, the Word Permit, Mr. Marty coming back at you live and direct from the Kia Optima Studios. Quick rant today. As gas prices continue to soar, gasoline like $8 a gallon right now, and the elites plan to push everybody towards electric vehicles. And the sad thing about it is, we hear in the news a lot of most of the talk now rolling into election time is about gun violence. Gun violence, cities are violent. Um, we need to do something about crime. And I hope people pick up on this is the distraction and deflection to deflect you off of the high gas prices. First of all, there's no reason for gas to be $8 a gallon. Remember, we get the majority of our gasoline comes out of Canada. And I hate one of my boys to see what Canadian gas prices are, but majority of our gasoline comes out of Canada. We're not getting any gasoline from Russia. That's a lie. That's a lie that um, the American government continues to tell its citizens, but it's not the truth. Gas in Europe has always been high. You can ask any old school military head that did time in Germany that they would say that gas in Europe has always been high. It's always been high. But the cars have been smaller. A lot of times they use a lot of smaller vehicles, and then traveling in Europe is not like traveling in America. Why? Because Europe is not that big. That's another thing that is a misconception. Europe is this huge continent, which is not true. Europe is not that big. It's not that big. So it's not a lot of extended travel like we do in America. We travel a lot because North America is a big continent. But here we are, these high gas prices. JoJo Dancer, by not doing anything about him, doesn't have to do anything about him because he has everybody distracted. He's got everybody deflected with gun violence. And like I say, anytime the Democrats get in office, they got the same pattern. Same pattern. It has not changed. Racism, gun violence, abortion, it's always the same pattern with them. It never changes. They only got three deflection tactics that they utilize because they don't want to talk about the things that are truly affecting people. So as they deflect you with gun violence and America's a violent place, they're not talking, or they don't have to talk about how stores are just allowed to charge people whatever for food. They're not talking about as gas prices increase. And for those of us who know truckers, my nephew's a trucker, how the stuff that we need to be in stores is just sitting in warehouses wasting away because they can't afford the gas to transport the things that people need to survive. So when we talk about inflation, inflation is created, just like gas prices are created by the elite. Gas was just $1 a gallon back in 2000, what, 16, 17, 18. We're still in maybe $2, $3 territory. Suddenly, when JoJo Dancer gets in office, gas is almost $8 a gallon, and nobody asks any questions out of the party that's always saying that they're from the people. And people need to realize the Democratic Party or the Democrats are no better than the Republicans or the replicants. They're all the same birds of a feather. They just do things differently. And the Democrats like to force their agenda. They don't like to push it down. They like to force it down your throat. And if you don't see it their way, then you're part of the problem, or you're racist, or you're sexist, or you're this, or you're that. They're always quick to label people who don't agree with them, but then they say, well, we're liberal, which is a lie. Because if you're liberal, you respect others' opinions, and they don't. They only respect their own opinion, and that's some of the worst because they're agenda seekers. They love sticking and forcing agenda down people's throats. So here we are, $8 a gallon for gas in California, $5 out here in New York, New Jersey. But nobody's paying attention to that because America's a violent place. People are killing people. We need to get the guns. Of course, they're not going to ever remove guns because people ain't finna give up their weapons like that. And the states where they're proclaiming they have all this gun violence really don't have a lot of gun violence. Go look at your statistics. Getting shot in some of these states is like winning a lottery. More people get cut in New York and New Jersey than anything. So there's not a massive amount of gun violence in some of these places. New York has some of the most stringent gun laws in the country. You get an automatic 3 years sometimes for having a weapon that's unlicensed in New York. So what are they talking about? Deflection, distraction, keeping your mind off of the thing you should be saying something about as this election season runs around. Number one, why are gas prices so damn high? It's got nothing to do with the war in Ukraine, because once again, for those that know and have done their research in the past, most of our petroleum, oil has to be turned into gasoline or petroleum, comes from Canada. That's where most of our refineries now are. We used to have a lot in America, but no more. We've always got the most from Canada, from that pipeline in Canada. And they know that. Now, see, Biden talk about natural gas prices are increasing. America has a plethora of natural gas. Why would natural gas prices have to increase? We are the country and continent of natural gas. So here we go again. Deflection, distraction, and lies. Because they know y'all not gonna do no research or try to get the correct information. So they pump the information to you. And all the information, there's no truth in any of the information that they're pumping. There's no reason for gasoline to be at $8. So why is gas at $8? Well, they want you to get electric cars. This is the mind state of the Democrats and the elite when they had the Democrats in office. The Democrat Party makes no sense whatsoever. So I can't afford the gas to get to work. So here's their theory. You want me to buy this electric car, this hybrid. I can't afford to get to work because the gas prices are too high. You won't lower the gas prices to allow me to get to work. So possibly I can look into down the road the possibility of moving into a hybrid or electric vehicle. But you're going to try to force me into a hybrid or electric vehicle by jacking up the gas prices. Think about that. You're going to jack up the gas prices, try to force me into a hybrid or electric vehicle. But I can't afford the hybrid or electric vehicle because I can't get to work due to the increase in gas prices. What's the other pushing this? Trying to push people back into mass transit. And a lot of people stepped away from mass transit because the elite created the problemdemic we had. So now they want you to get back on the train when they did all that to keep you off the train. Then in New York, they're talking about the trains are violent. So of course you're not going to get on the train because the trains, you say every 5 or 10 minutes, there's some violence going on. So why would I want to ride the train? So this is the Democrat agenda, the hypocrisy that's in it, the double speak that's in it. It never makes any sense. It's never to the point. It's always all over the place, and it's stacked with deflection. They never want to deal with any issues that the people actually face. Our issue right now is not violence. Our issue is I can't get to work to feed my family. Truckers can't get the products to the stores because the gas prices are too fucking high. Instead, they want to push World War. They want to push America's a violent place and everybody shooting each other, but it's not true. They love pushing these agendas, and we love eating them up. The best news you get is the news you get on the street. Once again, the best news you get is the news you get on the street. You know what's going on in your communities. Your communities have not really changed. The communities have been just as violent as they were before today. The only thing that makes them more violent is social media, and now they give a fuck on the news. That's it. Outside of that, they're the same damn communities. And if you're seeing what's going on in these communities, especially in New York, every 5 minutes a person of color is attacking somebody. But then they say, "Oh, we're not against people of color. We're not prejudiced." Well, every story, a person of color is attacking somebody, or a person of color is attacking an Asian. But you're not prejudiced. Prejudice comes in all shapes, colors, and sizes, and can be communicated in various different ways to point at whoever you want to be the enemy for that day. So It's a lot of deflection going on. And as a community and these elections coming up, gas prices need to be at the top of the agenda. Not gun violence, not any of the crap they want you to focus on, but the thing that you need to survive, being able to get from point A to point B. Right now, most of your travel is done by cars. Cars still run on gas. We got electric vehicles out there, but people can't afford them. And instead of the Democrats working on making more affordable electric vehicles or helping people buy these vehicles, they're going to try to force you into vehicles that you can't afford. America's going to be its own destroyer. It'll be just like on Ghostbusters. Pick the instrument of your own destruction. That's what we're doing. And in a minute, there ain't going to be nothing left. I always tell you guys, don't get caught up in the reality. Realities come and realities go. And this reality is close to destroying itself due to the individuals who feel that they have all this power. Power is the ultimate destroyer. So we'll watch how this plays. But in this game, don't get distracted. Focus on what needs to be focused on. The things that are in your peripheral and you can control. You can't stop crime and violence. Crime and violence has been around before the gun. The gun didn't create crime and violence. Crime and violence has always been two concepts that are a part of humanity. Two concepts that are a part of all species has been crime and violence. These things are never going anywhere. You might get some peace occasionally, but there's always going to be some crime and violence. In the wild, there's a lot of violence because people have to survive. Creatures have to survive. Those concepts will never go anywhere. You can take all the guns out of the world. You'll still have crime and violence. They're not going anywhere. We pray for a more peaceful existence, but that's not the reality that we ever were in. We were never in that type of reality. So don't buy the BS that these folks try to say, because it's all BS to take your mind off of the other things that they like to do. And you see this asshole that all y'all voted for, who took gas that was at $2 to $3 a gallon, $1 at one point, and took it all the way to $7, and he ain't gave y'all a reason why. He's yet to give you a reason why the gas prices are so high. The world elite are yet to give you a reason. They'll tell a lie that you get your gas from Ukraine, but you don't. That's a lie. And he'll lie in your face and smile and cheese and say he's doing everything for you. If he's doing something for you, why are gas prices so high? Why hasn't he got gas prices down? And this is the guy you voted for all this change, yet you don't see a change yet. One day you're going to learn. I didn't vote for either one of them assholes because I don't have to. My vote is my power. I control if I use it or not. That's the power of us as human beings and as individuals. And we have to stop giving our power away to people who don't deserve it. This man did not deserve your vote. And you see, he's done nothing for you. Vote for people who are actually going to do something. The president does absolutely nothing. It's just a face. It's a face that takes credit for things they never even created. Barack Obama did not create that health care plan. That health care plan had been there all along. That is a Massachusetts health care plan that was presented in 1992 that never got signed into play by any of those assholes you voted for. Suddenly Barack comes after they threatened to end Medicaid. Remember that whole time of they're going to get rid of Medicaid? When I kept telling people Medicaid makes too much money. They've been robbing Medicaid for years. The insurance companies have been robbing Medicaid for a long period of time. And they really got to do it to rob Medicaid this time, and that's exactly what's going on. Insurance companies have now become these umbrella companies for Medicaid, robbing people, not wanting to pay for uh, inpatient addiction programs, not wanting to pay for MAT programs, medicated assisted treatment for people with opioid use, picking and choosing what they want to pay for. Can't even pay for you to take a toxicology test to see if you've been using substances. Stop buying into the Democrat agenda. Stop buying into the replicant agenda. They're birds of a feather. They're birds of a feather. Stop giving away your power. But this is where we are, the land of deflection, headed into World War III. Headed into World War III. So get ready, people. We already said this was coming. Realities change. Realities change. And this asshole right here is the kingpin of bringing in that new reality. Because they ain't going to do shit for you. You're going to protect yourself. So what you think they doing in Washington right now with the Capitol? They're protecting themselves. They've been working on that Capitol since January the 7th. Since January the 7th, they've been working on the Capitol. Who do you think strolled into the White House? You think that was just regular guys strolling to the Capitol? No. That was construction teams. Construction teams walking into the Capitol to each room that they've been working on, getting ready for World War III. Everything they do, they'll do it right in your damn face. If you pay attention and look at the pictures, which I told you, a picture speaks 1,000 words. Look at the picture. Look at the pictures. Those are construction teams. They've been working on that building since January the 7th. Still ain't open the building. And they're not going to open that building to tourists because they're still working on it, getting ready for war. So when the shit goes down, they can go hide out, leave you to suffer, leave your family to perish when boots come on ground. Alaska. The Russians will try to get Alaska again. Remember Dancing with the, not Dancing with the Star, but The Masked Singer? For anybody been paying attention to that show, I don't watch it, but I pay attention. I listen. Remember Sarah Palin came on playing the bear in The Last Singer? Remember Sarah Palin's joke that I can see Russia from my backyard? She can. Do you know, actually, like I said, Europe is not that big of a country. But this continent, the world is not that big. That's how close Alaska is to Russia. How do you know this for fact now? Have you watched Stranger Things season 4? Have you been paying attention to the guy that was going to fly to Alaska to pick up to pick up to pick up the guy who got kidnapped by the Russians? He was going to fly to Russia, pick the guy up, and come back to Alaska. That's how close those two places are. That's how close those two places are. The bear will hit Alaska. There will be boots on ground in Alaska. There's a good chance that the Russians will take Alaska again. The world as you know it is about to change. Don't get stuck in realities. The minute you get stuck in reality is your downfall. All realities change. What was here yesterday is not here today. Think about the reality for your ancestors and their ancestors. Did you think they saw this reality that we're in today? They went from horse and buggies to hybrid vehicles. Do you think they saw that as reality? No. And somebody kept saying, well, one day they're going to have cars on the road and motorized vehicle. And somebody was saying that, man, they ain't going to never get rid of the horse and buggy. Now the horse and buggy is gone. Only time you see them on the street is nostalgia. When you're in New York and want to do or some cities where you want to do a romantic tour of the city, downtown. But you don't see everybody with a horse and buggy and carriage. You don't see that. That reality changed for those people. This is the new reality. And for us, there's going to be another reality after this. Our children's reality won't be the same as our reality right now. Most of our children will remember we put gas in our cars, but after a while, they'll forget. There'll be another set of children who won't even know what gas is. They won't even remember. Won't even remember. But the problem with forcing reality down people's throat is you don't prepare them for it. But that's the elite's plan. They always like to create chaos, so then they can take credit for the order. That's the order out of chaos committee. We're gonna create chaos, so then we can be the order. It's not natural chaos. It's chaos that they continue to create to make themselves look good. That's the type of demons we're dealing with. So be on the watch. Be on the watch, people. But this was my rant for the day. Stop voting for assholes that do nothing for you. Tell your relatives, especially people of color, stop voting for a party that does not care anything about you. Because they don't. They never have. Remember, the Democrat Party is the party of the KKK, for those who seem to have mysteriously forgot this. The Democrat Party is the party of slavery. For those who have mysteriously forgot this, they have never been on our side. The worst picture I ever seen was a picture of a Caucasian woman with a sign representing the Democrats around her neck, and a man in blackface looking like a coon. And the picture stated, "Would you marry your daughter to this?" And that was the day that I vowed not to vote. That's the day I vowed not to vote, because I saw what they actually thought and felt about us. And that never changed, because it's still the same today. Watch what you do as an individual and as a human being. Watch who you invest your energies in. Turn the idiot box off. I tell everybody, turn that news off. I watch more YouTube than anything. And the stuff on YouTube I watch is stupid. Because society to me is stupid. I watch movies. I like make believe, because in make believe, at least I have a sense of reality that can be argued. And this society is make believe. Everybody's playing a game of death. Look at this fool. He's playing a game of death because he's got a fast car. He don't care. Who cares if he kills or hurt? It's the mentality of people today. We're stuck in foolishness, but we're not stuck on focusing on things that's right in front of our face. The hand is quicker than the eye. Lines are being crossed every day. People sell their souls every day. That's just a part of humanity. It's always been a part of our species. So, definitely paying attention, being more mindful of what we're doing, mindful of what's going on around us. Turn the TV off. Stop looking at the same patterns over and over again as though these are new patterns. These are not new patterns. They've been going on for the longest. They've been going on with various parties for the longest. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Start focusing on what's really going on, how it's affecting me, how it's affecting my family. And when you go vote, base it on that, not base it on what they want you to base it on.